Hello friends, it's Allison. Today I am dropping in to share with you some new creative inspiration. This layout was created for Scrapbook Nerd, and I used the Some Days collection by Pink Fresh Studio. I got this collection a while ago, probably a couple of months ago, and I have not dug into it until just now. Happily, parts of this collection is still available in the shop at Scrapbook Nerds, so if you are interested in picking it up for yourself, these florals are amazing. You can find them in the description box down below. I'll have the links that you can head over to Scrapbook Nerd and find out what's in the shop. Shipping is international, so if you live outside of Canadian borders, you can shop at Joy's store as well. So come on over and check it out. So I'm beginning with some of the one of the cut apart sheets in the paper collection. I trimmed out this little red 3x4 card, and I'm playing with the floral ephemera right now, pulling out flowers that I thought would fit well in that box. There was a few that I pulled out. I kind of cut out that footage because I played around for quite a while trying to figure out what I wanted to use. I finally settled on this one because I felt that it filled the box the best. I had another one that was slightly too large and a third one that was just a bit too small. So this one won out. I also knew that I wanted to use this other pattern paper with all the phrases on it. They're in little boxes, and attach it to a little gray area at the top left of that journaling card. I can't remember what phrase is on this particular strip. I did glue it to the card, but later on in the video, I actually pull it off and replace it with a smaller one that says hustle hard and glue that over that little gray area. I didn't want anything spilling over onto the other 3x4 card, which is what I'm working on right now. And the phrase that I have currently on that red one was too long. I could have trimmed it down, but I didn't want to. I thought in the end that hustle hard worked a lot better for the theme of this layout than whatever the original one was. The leaves that are hanging off that red card are eventually going to be trimmed off as well. So this card right now is basically my title. I titled this layout On the Agenda. And the story that I'm sharing in today's layout is my morning things, what I do typically in a day. Okay, so not technically morning things, but things that I do in my day to make up my day. I wrote the phrase on the with my Cricut, and then I used the Rainbow Alpha stickers that coordinate with this collection to complete the title. And so I added the word agenda onto this card. Right now I'm just playing around with some of the smaller floral ephemera from the die cut pack. I wasn't entirely sure which one I wanted to use. I really liked the pink one, but I thought it blended in too much. So I pulled a few other ones in, trying those out as well, but I actually really liked the pink one and decided to stick with that. While I was looking for a little flower to put over top of my title, I found some greenery as well, just some little leaves, and I thought that I would add that as well. So here is that second pattern paper again, and I went back and trimmed out the phrase hustle hard. If you see some funny hand movements and gestures, I'm talking with my daughter while I'm creating this. The beginning of this week, Monday and Tuesday, we had snow days here in Alberta because we had some bad weather pass through, so there was no school. So she was doing her online learning while I was scrapbooking. Our deal in our house is if she will sit and work diligently, I will spend time with her while she's working. So I scrapbook while she does her thing on the computer, and it's win-win for both of us. So her hand does make it into the video. You're not going to see it because I cut it out. She was mortified when she realized I was recording, but I promised her that I would take it out so nobody would see her hand. But yes, I am talking a little bit here and there with my daughter while I'm scrapbooking. So I've pulled off that original phrase and I'm replacing it with hustle hard, and like it just fits a lot better there. And then when you see the two 3x4 cards put together, it just looks in my opinion, a whole lot better. This is a double page layout. So the first page is going to be obviously the two 3x4 cards. There's going to be a 4x6 card below that. That's going to hold my journaling, but you'll see that in just a moment. Right now I'm working on the left-hand side of the page, which is going to be a full-sized photo. I printed my photo at 6x8 inches, but that trimmed it down just a little bit so I could mat it to some white cardstock. The white border around this photo totally works. Originally, I was just going to leave it as the photo and then add this floral border on either side. But at the last minute, I decided to add the white cardstock, and I'm kind of glad that I did. I feel like it really finishes off this side of the page. So I let the floral border hang off the edge, and then I trimmed off the excess and decided to add whatever I had cut off to the right-hand side of the page. I'm not going to adhere it right away because I wanted to pull in this pattern paper and trim out the phrase morning. In the end, I don't use this phrase either. I was going to make the phrase good morning over the photo, but I felt like the little piece of paper that I'd cut out was too small for the alpha stickers that I'm going to pull in. So I ixnay that, put that off, the little morning phrase off to the side, and just use the alphas to create the phrase good mornings and run with that. I am going to pull out my T-square ruler to help me keep my phrase straight, and it's going to overlap the floral border on that left-hand side of the page just a little bit as well. This picture is a picture that I took out my living room window. Our sunrise is here, and sunsets, because we live rurally, can be incredible. And when we happen to see them, if it's especially striking, I always try and snap a picture. This was one of those days, and I love the colors in this photo. I also thought the colors in this photo would work really well with this collection, and I think the whole thing just fits so nicely together. So here is those alphas again. I'm going to speed through this part because it's a little bit time consuming to make that phrase. I am using my reverse tweezers to help me adhere my title as well. It's just easier that way. Here is the last part of my layout. I used my Cricut to draw some rectangles onto this 4x6 piece of cardstock. It's just plain white cardstock. And I used a black pen to do that. And then I typed and printed my journaling so they fit inside those boxes. In the dead space in the middle of that card, I added another floral piece from the ephemera pack. I popped it up with some foam squares just to give it a little bit of dimension. It does cover up some of my journaling, but I'm okay with that. It totally works, and you're still able to fill in the blanks where those words, or I think it's just one word really, is missing. So here I decide to take the plunge and add the last part of that floral piece to the right-hand side of the page. I kind of hummed and hawed through the entire process whether or not I actually wanted to do it. But on my daughter's encouragement, I decided to do it. And then to finish this page off, I do pull out an acrylic shape from Close to My Heart just to attach above the good mornings on the left-hand side of the page. I do move that heart around a little bit, but in the end, it goes right there at the top. That's it for me today, friends. I hope this layout inspired you. Oh, by the way, this layout is going in my October daily. It is a 6x8 album that I'm using, so everything will fit inside a 6x8 album. There are 6x8 albums in the Scrapbook Nerd shop as well, so definitely check those out. Here are my close-ups. Thank you again for joining me. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up and a like. And as always, don't forget to check out the Scrapbook Nerd shop. I'll be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.